You wake up every single morning with the absolute, unshakable certainty that the solid ground beneath your feet will hold you, and the sun will rise in the east. But physicists have recently uncovered a terrifying truth buried deep in the mathematics of reality. The fundamental laws governing your existence might not be fixed at all. For centuries, we believed the universe was uniform, a perfect machine running on immutable code that remained the same from the start of time until the very end. We were wrong, because we have detected a signal in the deep dark that suggests the machinery of the cosmos has just skipped a beat. The atoms in your hand are held together by specific forces, but if those forces shift by even a fraction of a percent, you cease to exist instantly. This isn't science fiction. This is the measurement of the fine structure constant, a number that physicists are realizing might actually be changing across the universe. If the constants of nature are fluctuating, it means the bedrock of our reality is unstable, like a house built on shifting sand that is slowly sliding away. Astronomers call this the crisis in cosmology, a polite term for the sudden realization that our model of the universe is fundamentally broken and actively failing. Deep in the cosmic microwave background, the oldest light in the universe, there is a massive anomaly known as the cold spot that defies all standard explanations. It is a bruised region of space, significantly colder and larger than anything our physics predicts, suggesting a collision with something outside our universe. Imagine a bruise on the skin of reality, proof that our universe bumped into another bubble in the multiverse, leaving a scar that we can see today. But the glitch gets closer to home when we look at the expansion rate of the universe, a number that is tearing the scientific community apart. When we measure the expansion using the early universe, we get one number. When we measure it using nearby stars, we get a completely different number. This is the Hubble tension, a statistical impossibility that implies our understanding of time, gravity, or light itself is fundamentally flawed. It is as if you measured your height with a ruler and got 6 feet, but measured your shadow and found you were 10 feet tall. Both measurements are accurate. Both are verified by the smartest minds on Earth, and yet they contradict each other, creating a paradox we cannot solve. Some physicists believe this tension is the first sign of new physics, a crack in the door revealing a darker, more complex reality behind the curtain. Then there is the axis of evil, a strange alignment in the cosmic radiation that lines up perfectly with the plane of our solar system. In a random universe, there should be no preferred direction, yet the entire cosmos seems to be pointing directly at us, or perhaps directly at our observer. This defies the Copernican principle, which states that humans are not special observers, suggesting instead that we are trapped in a unique, non-random location. We are seeing galaxies that the James Webb Space Telescope has identified as universe breakers, massive structures that existed before they should have been born. These galaxies are too big, too bright, and too old for the time period they occupy, effectively appearing in the universe before the physics for them existed. It is like finding a fully constructed skyscraper in a photograph of the Jurassic period. It simply should not be there, yet we are staring right at it. The data suggests that the timeline of the universe is wrong, or that stars formed instantaneously, violating every model of stellar evolution we possess. If the beginning of the universe is broken, then the end might be coming much sooner than the trillions of years we were promised. Consider the Higgs field, the invisible energy field that gives mass to every particle in your body, allowing you to have physical form. Measurements of the top quark mass suggest the Higgs field might be in a state of false vacuum, meaning it is currently metastable, not stable. A metastable state is like a ball resting on a ledge. It looks secure, but a slight nudge could send it plummeting into a lower energy state. If a quantum event nudges the Higgs field anywhere in the universe, it would trigger a bubble of true vacuum that expands at the speed of light. This bubble would rewrite the laws of physics inside it, deleting chemistry, atoms, and biology instantly as it overwrites our reality. Because it travels at the speed of light, we would never see it coming. One moment, the stars are there, and the next, absolute nothingness. This is the ultimate cosmic horror. The universe doesn't end with a bang or a whimper, but with a sudden, silent deletion error. But what if the glitch isn't physical? What if the anomalies we are seeing are artifacts of a processing limit in a simulation? The holographic principle suggests that all the information in our 3D reality is actually encoded on a 2D surface at the edge of the universe. If space is pixelated at the Planck length, we are not living in a smooth continuum, but on a grid, much like a video game screen. The search for this pixelation involves looking for blurring in light from distant quasars, a test that could prove we are digital projections. We are observing the Great Attractor, a gravitational anomaly pulling our entire galaxy cluster towards a point in space that we cannot see. Hidden behind the zone of avoidance, this massive concentration of mass is dragging us at millions of miles per hour into the unknown. It acts like a cosmic drain, swallowing galaxies whole, and we are slowly, inevitably circling the rim of this invisible monster. Every calculation we make about dark matter tells us that 85% of the universe is made of stuff we cannot see, touch, or interact with. We are essentially ghosts, floating in a sea of invisible material that dictates our movement, but refuses to acknowledge our existence. The dark flow phenomenon shows galaxy clusters moving in a uniform direction towards a patch of sky that contains absolutely nothing. Something outside the observable universe is exerting a gravitational pull on us, something massive enough to drag the cosmos itself. We are drifting towards the edge of the map, and the sensors are starting to scream that the territory ahead does not follow our rules. The standard model of particle physics is the most successful theory humans have ever created, and yet it is currently falling apart before our eyes. The muon G2 experiment recently confirmed that muons are wobbling faster than the laws of physics say they should, proving unknown forces are at work. This wobble is the fingerprint of a ghost particle, or a hidden force that interacts with matter in ways we have never anticipated. We are realizing that our manual for the universe is missing nearly all the pages, and the engine is making a noise we don't recognize. The glitch is real, the anomaly is verifiable, and the implications are that our safety in this cosmos is a temporary illusion. We must now peel back the layers of this broken reality to understand exactly what is malfunctioning in the heart of the universe. To understand the magnitude of the glitch, we must first examine the map we use to navigate reality. It is called the Standard Model of Particle Physics, a towering intellectual cathedral built over decades by the most brilliant minds our species has ever produced. It categorizes the fundamental building blocks of the universe, quarks, leptons, bosons, and dictates the rules of engagement for forces like electromagnetism and the weak nuclear interaction. For 50 years, this model has been our Bible, predicting the existence of the Higgs boson decades before we built the machinery to find it. It has been tested to a degree of precision equivalent to measuring the distance from New York to Los Angeles to within the width of a human hair. But here is the terrifying turn. Despite its precision, we now know with absolute certainty that the standard model is incomplete. It is a map of a city that is missing the streets, the buildings, and the ground itself. It fails to explain gravity. It fails to explain dark matter. It fails to explain dark energy. And recently, the experiments designed to confirm its perfection have instead begun to show us that the cathedral is built on a fault line. The most glaring crack in the foundation of our understanding is known as the Hubble tension, and it represents a statistical impossibility that has kept cosmologists awake at night for the last decade. In the simplest terms, the universe is expanding, and the Hubble constant is the number that tells us how fast that expansion is happening. If we know this number, we know the age of the universe, the history of the cosmos, and its ultimate fate. To find it, scientists look at the oldest light in existence, the cosmic microwave background, which is the afterglow of the Big Bang itself. By analyzing the fluctuations in this ancient light, the Planck satellite calculated the expansion rate with incredible precision, 67.4 kilometers per second per megaparsec. This number is derived from the physics of the early universe, a time when the cosmos was simple, hot, and dense. It is a prediction based on the laws of physics as we understand them, projecting forward from the beginning of time to the present day. However, there is another way to measure the expansion of the universe, one that relies not on ancient predictions but on direct observation of the modern cosmos. Astronomers use standard candles, specific types of stars like Cepheid variables and type Ia supernovae that pulsate or explode with a known brightness. By measuring how dim these stars appear, we can calculate exactly how far away they are and how fast they are moving away from us. when astronomers led by Nobel laureate Adam Rees used the Hubble Space Telescope to measure the expansion rate using this method, they didn't get 67.4, they got 74.0 roughly. At first, everyone assumed it was a mistake, a smudge on the lens, a calibration error, a miscalculation of dust in the galaxy. But the team checked the numbers again, and again, and again. Over years of refinement, the discrepancy didn't vanish, it solidified. The universe is expanding 9% faster than our physics says it should be. This is not a rounding error. In the rigorous world of astrophysics, a statistical significance of 5 sigma is the gold standard for discovery, meaning there is only a 1 in 3.5 million chance that the result is a fluke. The Hubble tension has now passed the 5 sigma threshold. This implies that the discrepancy is real. The universe tells us one thing when we look at its birth, and a completely different thing when we look at its current state. It is as if you planted a tree, calculated exactly how tall it should be based on its biology and the soil, and then found it had grown 5 feet taller than was biologically possible. The implication is staggering. Either our measurements of the early universe are wrong, which undermines the Big Bang theory, or our measurements of the local universe are wrong, which undermines our understanding of stars. Or, most terrifying of all, something happened in the middle, a change in the physics of the universe itself that we missed. This creates a paradox that implies the rules of the game are changing while we are playing it. If the Hubble constant is not constant, if the expansion rate has accelerated due to a mechanism we cannot see, then we are dealing with a glitch in the timeline. Some physicists have proposed early dark energy, a theoretical field that existed for a brief moment shortly after the Big Bang, injecting a burst of energy that altered the expansion rate before vanishing without a trace. It would be a ghost component of the cosmos, a force that appeared, shoved the universe apart, and then disappeared into the void. If this theory is true, it means the universe is capable of undergoing phase transitions that radically alter its structure instantly. We assume the universe is stable today, but if early dark energy existed, there is nothing stopping late dark energy from appearing tomorrow, rewriting the laws of gravity and expansion once again, potentially ripping the solar system apart. The driving force behind this accelerated expansion is dark energy, the most mysterious and ominous substance in existence. It makes up roughly 68% of the total energy budget of the universe, yet we have absolutely no idea what it is. We only know what it does. It pushes. While gravity tries to pull the universe together, dark energy is tearing it apart. For billions of years, gravity was winning, slowing down the expansion from the Big Bang. But about 5 billion years ago, something shifted. The density of matter dropped enough that dark energy took over, and the universe began to accelerate. This was the moment the glitch became the dominant force. We are now living in the era of runaway expansion, where the space between galaxies is being created faster than light can cross it. We are not just drifting. We are being actively isolated by a force that seems to have a malicious intent to separate every atom in existence. The ultimate destination of this runaway acceleration is a scenario known as the Big Rip. If the strength of dark energy continues to increase over time, a scenario known as phantom dark energy, then the expansion will eventually overcome every bound force in the universe. First, it will strip galaxy clusters apart, sending the Milky Way into solitary confinement. Then, it will grow strong enough to overpower the gravity holding our galaxy together, scattering the stars into the black void. But it won't stop there. The expansion force will eventually penetrate solar systems, unbinding the Earth from the Sun. Finally, in the last fraction of a second of the universe's life, the force of dark energy will exceed the electromagnetic and nuclear forces, tearing molecules, atoms, and eventually subatomic particles apart. The universe will end not in fire or ice, but in shredding, where the very fabric of space becomes too stretched to sustain existence. This isolation is already happening. Because of the accelerating expansion, there is a, quote, cosmic horizon, beyond which we can never see and never reach. Any galaxy that crosses this horizon is effectively deleted from our causal reality. It is still there, but it is moving away from us faster than the speed of light, meaning its light can never reach us again. Every second that passes, we lose contact with thousands of galaxies. The universe is getting emptier. If human civilization survives for another trillion years, our descendants will look up at the sky and see nothing, no other galaxies, no evidence of the Big Bang, no clues to their origin. They will believe that the Milky Way is the entire universe, an island in an infinite sea of darkness. The evidence of cosmology is slowly erasing itself, as if the universe is trying to hide its own history from us. But the glitch might be even more localized. There is a growing body of evidence suggesting that we are living inside a massive cosmic void known as the KBC void. This theory posits that our galaxy is situated in a region of space that is roughly 20% less dense than the cosmic average, a bubble of emptiness spanning 1 billion light-years. If this is true, it explains the Hubble tension perfectly. Matter outside our bubble would pull on galaxies near the edge, making them appear to move away faster than they should, skewing our measurements. But consider the implication. We are living in the backwoods of the universe, a deserted wasteland where matter is scarce. We are cosmic outcasts, isolated in a low-density quarantine zone. Why is this region so empty? What cleared out the matter? Being in a void means our perspective of the universe is fundamentally flawed, distorted by our unique, lonely vantage point. While we worry about the expansion, there is another anomaly that suggests the universe has a specific, disturbing orientation: the axis of evil. When we map the cosmic microwave background, the oldest light in the universe, we expect to see a random distribution of hot and cold spots, like static on a television screen. In a truly random universe born from a chaotic Big Bang, there should be no pattern. But there is a pattern. The cold and hot regions of the universe are aligned along a specific axis. And terrifyingly, that axis lines up perfectly with the plane of our solar system and the motion of our galaxy. This shouldn't be possible. There is no reason the structure of the entire universe, spanning 93 billion light-years, should be aligned with our tiny, insignificant rock. It violates the Copernican principle, which states we are not special. Unless, of course, the universe is a simulation, and it is rendered from our point of view. This alignment forces us to confront the simulation hypothesis with renewed terror. In video game rendering, artifacts often appear along the cardinal axes of the player's view to save processing power. The axis of evil acts exactly like a rendering artifact. It suggests that the universe doesn't exist objectively in all directions, but is being generated relative to the observer, us. If this is true, then the anomalies we see, the Hubble tension, the cold spot, the vacuum instability, are not mysteries of nature. They are bugs in the code. They are evidence that the system is running out of memory or hitting a computational limit. We are looking at the sky and seeing the pixels of the screen. The glitch isn't out there. The glitch is the environment itself, and if we are in a simulation, we have no way of knowing when the user might decide to turn it off. Deepening the mystery of the cold spot, we must look at the Eridanus supervoid. This is a region of space 1.8 billion light-years across that is almost completely devoid of stars, gas, and dark matter. It is a massive hole in reality. Standard cosmology cannot explain how a void this large could have formed in the time since the Big Bang. Gravity simply isn't fast enough to clear out that much material in 13.8 billion years. It is a mathematical impossibility. Some physicists, like Laura Mersini-Houghton, have proposed a radical theory. The cold spot is a bruise. It is the impact site where a parallel universe collided with ours. Imagine two soap bubbles floating in a room. If they touch, they flatten at the point of contact. The Eridanus supervoid is the imprint of another universe pressing against our own, pushing matter away and leaving a cold, scarred region as evidence of the collision. If the multiverse theory is correct, and we are colliding with other universes, it implies that our bubble is not safe. A collision with a universe that has different physical laws could be catastrophic. If a universe with a lower vacuum energy state touches ours, it could trigger a phase transition that spreads at the speed of light, overriding our physics with theirs. We would be colonized by alien physical laws. Chemistry would stop working, atoms would unbind, gravity could reverse or intensify. We interpret the cold spot as a relic of the distant past, a fossil of a collision that happened billions of years ago. But in a multiverse of infinite bubbles, collisions are not one-time events. They are inevitable. We could be drifting towards another collision right now, and because the bruise travels at light speed, we would have zero warning before the sky changed forever. Then there is the mystery of the Great Attractor. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, along with the Andromeda Galaxy and the entire Virgo cluster, is moving. We are not just expanding with the universe, we are flowing. We are rushing at 600 kilometers per second towards a specific point in the sky hidden behind the zone of avoidance, a region obscured by the dust of our own galactic plane. For decades, astronomers tracked this motion, calling the destination the Great Attractor. It was thought to be a massive supercluster of galaxies pulling us in with its gravity. But when X-ray astronomy finally allowed us to peer through the dust, we found not enough mass. The Laniakea supercluster is there, yes, but it is not heavy enough to account for the speed at which we are being dragged. The math doesn't add up. Something else, something far larger and darker, is pulling us from beyond the attractor. This led to the discovery of the dipole repeller. It turns out we aren't just being pulled, we're being pushed. Behind us, in the opposite direction of the Great Attractor, lies a vast void with almost no galaxies. Because it is empty, it exerts a repulsive force. Essentially, the lack of gravity there allows the dense regions in front of us to pull harder. We are surfing a gravitational wave, fleeing a void, and rushing towards a monster. But even this model is incomplete. The flow of galaxies extends far beyond the Great Attractor, towards the Shapley supercluster, and potentially beyond the cosmic horizon. This phenomenon, known as dark flow, suggests that a structure of impossible size exists outside the observable universe, tilting the entire cosmos and dragging everything in it towards a destination we will never see. We are caught in a current, and we don't know where the waterfall is. The existence of structures larger than the observable universe breaks the cosmological principle, which asserts that the universe should look uniform at large scales. If there is a massive attractor outside our horizon, it implies the universe is lopsided. It implies that what we see, the 93 billion light-years of visible space, is just a tiny, non-representative corner of a much larger, wilder reality. It brings back the terrifying concept of cosmic variance. Maybe our laws of physics are only local. Maybe the speed of light, the charge of the electron, and the force of gravity are only valid in our little patch of the infinite quilt. If we drift too far, or if the dark flow drags us into a new region, we might cross a threshold where the rules simply stop applying. We are huddled around a campfire of familiar physics, while the dark forest of the true universe looms all around us. Let us return to the quantum scale, where the glitch becomes personal. The stability of matter depends on the mass of the proton and the neutron. If the mass of a quark were to change by a fraction of a percent, protons would become unstable and decay into other particles. Stability is a delicate balance. We assume this balance is permanent. But the vacuum decay hypothesis suggests otherwise. The Higgs field, which gives particles mass, rests in a valley of potential energy. But is it the deepest valley? Calculations suggest the Higgs potential has a second, deeper valley, the true vacuum. We are currently stuck in the false vacuum. It's like camping on a ledge halfway down a cliff. It feels solid, but it is not the bottom. All it takes is a quantum tunneling event, a random fluctuation in the energy field, for a tiny bubble of true vacuum to form somewhere in the universe. Once this bubble forms, it is game over. The laws of physics inside the bubble are different. The constants of nature are reconfigured to a lower energy state. In this new state, chemistry as we know it is impossible. Matter cannot hold together. The bubble wall expands at the speed of light, converting the false vacuum into true vacuum as it sweeps outward. It releases a tremendous amount of energy, incinerating everything on the leading edge. But the horror is the silence. Because it moves at light speed, no information can travel ahead of it to warn us. We could be looking at a star that was consumed by a vacuum bubble 1,000 years ago, but the light of its destruction hasn't reached us yet. In fact, the bubble wall would arrive at the exact same instant as the light. One moment, you are looking at the sky. The next moment, you simply cease to be. Many physicists argue that the probability of vacuum decay happening soon is low. They say it might take 10 to the power of 100 years. But this reassurance is based on the Standard Model. The same model that we have already established is broken. The glitch in the muon G2 experiment, the Hubble tension, and the mass of the W boson all suggest that our calculations of the Higgs potential might be wrong. If there is new physics we don't understand, the barrier preventing vacuum decay might be much thinner than we think. We might be skating on thin ice. confident because our calculations say it's thick, unaware that the variables have changed. The stability of the universe is not a guarantee. It is a hypothesis that is looking increasingly shaky. There is a darker interpretation of the Fermi paradox that relates to these glitches. The Fermi paradox asks, if the universe is teeming with planets, where are the aliens? The great silence is deafening. Usually we blame distances or time. But what if the answer is related to the instability of reality? What if advanced civilizations inevitably discover high-energy physics, build particle colliders far more powerful than the Large Hadron Collider, and accidentally trigger a vacuum decay event? It is the ultimate great filter. Perhaps the reason the universe is silent is that every civilization that unlocks the secrets of the cosmos eventually pushes the delete button by mistake. They probe the glitch too deeply, and the glitch swallows them. We might be the next in line, building bigger and bigger machines to poke at the fabric of a reality that is desperately trying to hold itself together. We must also consider the infodynamics of the universe. In 2023, physicist Melvin Vopson proposed the second law of infodynamics, suggesting that information has mass and is a fundamental state of matter. He predicts that the information content of the universe is growing, and as it does, the universe must expand to accommodate it or compress the data. This mirrors the behavior of digital compression algorithms. If the universe is a system processing information, then the anomalies we see, dark matter, the constants of nature, might be compression artifacts. Dark matter could be empty code, mass that exists only to balance the equation of the simulation but renders no geometry. We see the gravity of dark matter, but no light. In a game, this is like an invisible wall. It has collision physics but no texture. Are we bumping into the invisible walls of our simulation? The concept of the observer effect in quantum mechanics adds another layer of dread. We know that particles do not have a definite state until they are measured. The universe exists in a probability haze until an observer forces it to collapse into a single reality. This implies that the universe needs us to exist. But what happens if we look too closely? What if we perform an experiment that forces the universe to make a choice it cannot resolve? This leads to the quantum Zeno effect, where constant observation freezes a system in its current state. Conversely, could our lack of observation of the deep universe be allowing it to degrade? If a tree falls in a forest and no one is there to observe the wave function collapse, does the forest begin to render at a lower resolution? Maybe the dark flow and the voids are simply areas where the simulation is saving resources because no one is watching. Let's investigate the impossible early galaxies found by the James Webb Space Telescope in more detail. Galaxies like broadline AGN and massive quiescent galaxies have been found at redshifts that correspond to just 500 million years after the Big Bang. According to our models of dark matter accumulation, there simply wasn't enough time for gravity to pull that much gas together to form such structured, massive objects. They are impossible by every metric of the standard model. It is like finding a fully grown oak tree in a garden that was planted yesterday. This suggests that the seeds of these galaxies were planted before the Big Bang, or that the universe started with a non-zero complexity. Or, terrifyingly, that time flowed differently in the early universe, meaning our measurement of 13.8 billion years is a complete fiction relative to the actual aging of the cosmos. The tired light hypothesis, once discarded, is being whispered about again in dark corners of astronomy conferences. It suggests that the universe isn't expanding at all, but that photons simply lose energy as they travel through space, creating the illusion of redshift. If this were true, the universe would be static and eternal, not expanding. But if the universe is static, then the night sky should be ablaze with the light of infinite stars, Olber's paradox. It isn't. The darkness of the night sky proves the universe has a beginning or an edge. So we are back to the expansion. But if the expansion is real, and the early galaxies are real, we have a contradiction that breaks the timeline. We are missing a fundamental variable, a hidden gear in the clockwork that turns time into space, or mass into energy, in ways we haven't discovered yet. The most chilling realization comes from the study of entropy. The second law of thermodynamics states that entropy disorder always increases. The universe is moving from order to chaos. This is the arrow of time. But the Big Bang was a state of incredibly low entropy, incredibly high order. Why? In a statistical universe, a high-entropy, messy beginning is far more likely. The fact that we started in such a pristine, ordered state is statistically nearly impossible. It is akin to shaking a bag of Scrabble tiles and having them land to spell out the complete works of Shakespeare. Roger Penrose calls this the singularity of incredibly low entropy. This extreme unlikelihood suggests the initial conditions were set or tuned by a mechanism or an intelligence. We are living in a universe that won a lottery with odds of 1 in 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 123. The unlikelihood is so high, it feels artificial. If the universe is a closed system, entropy eventually leads to the heat death. All stars will burn out. Black holes will evaporate via Hawking radiation. Matter will decay. The universe will become a cold, dark soup of photons and leptons, stretching into infinity, with nothing happening, forever. This is the Big Freeze. It is a slow, agonizing death of possibilities. But the glitch suggests an alternative. If vacuum decay happens, or if the Big Rip occurs, the end is violent and sudden. The glitch might be a mercy kill, a system reset. If we are in a simulation, the heat death is simply the computer running out of new calculations and sitting idle. The anomalies we see now, the acceleration, the tension, might be the system trying to avoid that idle state, introducing chaos to keep the game running. There is a theory called Boltzmann brains that arises from these entropy calculations. Given enough time in a random quantum vacuum, particles will randomly fluctuate into complex structures. It is statistically more likely for a single human brain, fully formed with false memories of a past, to fluctuate into existence out of the void than for an entire universe to evolve continuously from a Big Bang. If you trust the statistical laws of physics, you are more likely to be a Boltzmann brain floating in a void, hallucinating this video, than a real person in a real universe. The fact that we see a consistent universe is the anomaly. The glitch is that the world makes sense. We should be hallucinating chaos. The orderliness of our perceptions is the suspicious part, suggesting we are being fed a coherent stream of data rather than observing a random reality. Let's look at the fine-tuning problem again. The cosmological constant, dark energy, is 120 orders of magnitude smaller than quantum field theory predicts. This is the worst prediction in the history of science. It's like predicting the size of the entire visible universe and missing by the size of a single proton, but in reverse. If the value were slightly larger, the universe would have blown apart instantly. If it were slightly smaller, the universe would have collapsed back into a singularity. It is tuned to the 120th decimal place to allow for life. This level of precision is suspicious. In forensics, if you find a scene that is too perfect, too arranged, you suspect a setup. The universe looks like a setup. We are living in a Goldilocks glitch, a parameter that was manually adjusted to keep the simulation stable. But the adjustment is failing. The Hubble tension is the evidence that the tuning is drifting. Imagine a spinning top. When it spins fast, it is stable. As it slows down, it starts to wobble before it falls. The universe is wobbling. The difference in the expansion rate measurements is the wobble. We are seeing the precession of the cosmic axis before the collapse. What happens when the top falls? Does the universe restart? Does it crunch? Or does it simply error out? The data suggests we are nearing a critical threshold. The acceleration of the universe isn't just a drift, it's a runaway process. We are picking up speed as we head toward the cliff edge of physical reality. We must also consider the Planet 9 anomaly in our own solar system as a microcosmic parallel. The orbits of trans-Neptunian objects are clustered in a way that suggests a massive, invisible planet exists far beyond Pluto. We can't see it, but we see its gravitational ghost. Just like dark matter, just like the Great Attractor, we are constantly inferring the existence of massive, invisible influencers based on the strange behavior of the things we can see. It is a recurring theme. The visible world is just a puppet show controlled by invisible strings. Whether it's a hidden planet, a hidden matter field, or a hidden dimension, the message is clear. We are only seeing the surface of the ocean. The leviathans are swimming beneath, and every now and then, we feel the water move. What if the glitch is a communication? The WOW signal received in 1977 was a strong, narrowband radio signal that lasted 72 seconds and never repeated. It came from the constellation Sagittarius. To this day, it remains the strongest candidate for extraterrestrial contact. But consider the timing. Consider the fast radio bursts, FRBs, we are detecting now. Massive blasts of energy from distant galaxies that repeat in patterns. Some astronomers have suggested these could be propulsion signatures of light sails, or even interstellar beacons. But what if they are glitches in the star rendering engine? What if the WOW signal wasn't a message from aliens, but a system error code broadcast by the fabric of space itself? A momentary breakdown in the RF spectrum simulation. We are listening for hello, but we might be hearing the static of a fraying wire. The very concept of time is coming under scrutiny. In the block universe theory, the past, present, and future exist simultaneously. Time is a dimension like space. We just travel through it. But quantum mechanics suggests time is granular. The Planck time is the smallest possible unit of time. You cannot have a time interval shorter than 10 to the negative 43 seconds. This is the frame rate of the universe. If the universe has a frame rate, it is discrete, not continuous. This is the hallmark of a digital system. Motion is an illusion created by the rapid refreshing of the state of particles. If the processor lags, if the Hubble tension is a lag, then we might experience time skips or causality violations where the effect precedes the cause. We haven't detected them yet, but the math allows for them in the vicinity of high-gravity events. Let's delve into the neutron lifetime puzzle. This is a lesser-known but equally disturbing glitch. When we measure how long a neutron lives outside an atom before decaying into a proton, we use two methods, the bottle method and the beam method. The bottle method gives us roughly 879 seconds. The beam method gives us 888 seconds, a 9-second difference. In the world of precision physics, 9 seconds is an eternity. It is a discrepancy of 4 standard deviations. It implies that neutrons disappear from our reality faster in one experiment than the other. Where do they go? Some physicists hypothesize that neutrons are decaying into mirror neutrons, particles that exist in a shadow mirror universe that doesn't interact with light. They are slipping through a crack in the wall into a parallel dark dimension right in front of our eyes. If mirror matter exists, it solves the dark matter problem. Dark matter is simply the matter in the mirror universe. It has gravity, so it pulls on our galaxies, but it has no light, so we can't see it. The glitch in the neutron lifetime is the doorway. Every time a neutron decays into a mirror neutron, a tiny bit of mass vanishes from our world and appears in the other. We are slowly leaking into the shadow realm, or perhaps they are leaking into ours. This exchange suggests the barrier between realities is porous. The walls of our universe are not solid. They are permeable membranes, and things are seeping through. The cold spot, the dark flow, the neutron decay. They are all holes in the sieve. The implication of all these anomalies is that the scientific method might be approaching a hard limit. Science relies on repeatability. If I drop a ball, it falls. If I do it again, it falls again. But if the constants of the universe are changing, if the fine structure constant is evolving, then repeatability is a myth. An experiment performed 1 billion years ago yields a different result than one performed today. We are trying to uncover eternal laws in a universe that may only have temporary guidelines. We are building a castle on a flowing river. This leads to a crisis of knowledge. Can we ever truly know the universe if the object of our study is shape-shifting? We are chasing a phantom that changes its mask every time we get close enough to see its face. Even the stability of our own sun is not guaranteed by the standard models without tweaking. The faint young sun paradox asks how Earth had liquid water 4 billion years ago when the sun was 30% dimmer. The Earth should have been a frozen snowball. Standard explanations involve greenhouse gases, but the geological evidence is conflicting. It is another instance where the data points don't connect without forcing them. We constantly have to invent rescue theories to keep the standard model alive. Dark matter is a rescue theory. Dark energy is a rescue theory. Inflation is a rescue theory. We are adding patches to the code to stop it from crashing. How many patches can you apply before the underlying code becomes unrecognizable? At what point do we admit the system is fundamentally buggy? There is a psychological component to this cosmic horror. The human brain evolved to understand the African savanna, not quantum mechanics or relativistic expansion. We are trying to run universe simulator software on hardware built for avoid lion. It is possible that the glitch is in us. It is possible that our brains are simply incapable of comprehending the true nature of reality, so we perceive contradictions where there are none. We see a wave and a particle and cry paradox. But a higher dimensional being would see a single coherent object. We are flatlanders trying to understand a sphere. The horror is that we can never upgrade our hardware. We are trapped in our cognitive limits, forever staring at a puzzle we are biologically incapable of solving. But the machines we build, AI and supercomputers, do not have our biological limits. And what are they finding? They are finding patterns in the data that we miss. And some of those patterns are terrifying. AI analysis of galaxy distributions has confirmed the cosmic web, the filament structure of the universe. It looks strikingly like a neural network. The mathematical structure of the universe's growth mirrors the growth of a brain. This is not poetry, this is graph theory. The universe optimizes its connections just like a biological network. Are we living inside a cosmic brain? If so, the glitches might be misfiring neurons, a seizure in the cosmic mind. And if the mind wakes up or shifts its attention, what happens to the thought, us? The connections between the macroscopic and the microscopic are becoming undeniable. The holographic principle connects black holes, gravity, to quantum bits, surface area. It says that the maximum amount of information you can store in a region of space is defined by its surface area, not its volume. This is counterintuitive. It means the inside of the volume is an illusion. Only the surface is real. If you are in a room, the reality is the walls, not the air in the center. You are a projection from the walls. If the walls shift, you distort. The glitches we see, the Hubble tension, the cold spot, are ripples in the boundary surface, distortions in the projector that manifest as broken physics in the hologram. We must also face the lithium problem. The Big Bang Theory predicts exactly how much lithium-7 should be in the universe. We observe the universe and find only 1/3 of that amount. Where did the rest of the lithium go? It is missing. Vanished. Did it decay? Did it hide in stars? Or was the Big Bang Theory wrong about the first 3 minutes of creation? This is a gaping hole in our origin story. We claim to know the first second of the universe, but we can't account for the ingredients that were cooked in that first second. It is like baking a cake and finding that 2/3 of the flour has disappeared from the batter after it was baked. The recipe is wrong, or the oven is broken. Let's consider the speed of light. $C$, the universal speed limit. It is supposed to be constant, but some controversial theories, like variable speed of light, VSL, suggest that light moved much faster in the early universe. If $C$ was infinite at the Big Bang and has been slowing down, it solves the horizon problem without needing inflation, but it breaks relativity. If the speed of light is decaying, then the connection between cause and effect is changing. A decaying speed of light means the universe is becoming more sluggish, more isolated. The latency is increasing. Eventually, the speed of light could drop to 0, freezing the universe in a static frame. A frozen screen. The ultimate crash. The void is not just empty space, it is a dynamic object. In quantum field theory, a vacuum is a frothing sea of virtual particles appearing and disappearing. It has energy, vacuum energy. But the calculation of this energy is the source of the cosmological constant problem. If we trust our math, the vacuum of space should be explosive, tearing atoms apart. But it isn't. Something is canceling out that energy, dampening it to almost 0. What is suppressing the vacuum? Is there a lid on the boiling pot? And what happens if the lid comes off? The glitch might be the steam escaping the pot. Dark energy. The suppression mechanism is failing. and the true violent nature of the vacuum is beginning to leak through. The solar system anomaly involves the alignment of the orbits of the planets. They are too orderly. In chaotic simulations of planetary formation, you expect eccentric orbits, inclinations, collisions. Our system is flat, circular, and stable for billions of years. It is an outlier. Rare. Perhaps we are the only stable system in a chaotic galaxy. Or perhaps the stability is artificial. The zoo hypothesis suggests we are in a protected preserve, shielded from the chaos of the true universe by advanced caretakers. But the shield is cracking. The interstellar object, Oumuamua, entered our solar system with a trajectory and acceleration that defied natural explanation. It accelerated after passing the sun, without outgassing. Was it a probe, or was it debris from the disordered universe outside piercing our bubble? We are seeing ultra-high energy cosmic rays, particles hitting the Earth with the kinetic energy of a baseball thrown at 60 miles per hour, packed into a single subatomic particle. They are called "oh my god" particles. We do not know what in the universe could possibly accelerate particles to these energies. Supernovae aren't strong enough. Black hole jets struggle to explain them. They seem to come from voids, from nothing. They are bullets fired from the dark. These particles violate the GZK limit, a theoretical speed limit for cosmic rays imposed by the background radiation. They shouldn't be able to travel far, yet they are here. They are breaking the speed limits of the cosmos, arriving from the unknown with impossible energy. The final piece of this disturbing puzzle involves the nature of gravity itself. We assume gravity is a fundamental force, but some theorists propose it is an emergent phenomenon, like heat. Heat isn't a particle, it's the statistical motion of atoms. Gravity might be the statistical byproduct of entropy. If gravity is emergent, it is not fundamental. It is a side effect. And if the conditions generating it change, gravity could vanish. Imagine if the heat of the universe cooled and gravity simply turned off. Galaxies would dissolve. Planets would drift away from stars. You would float off the surface of the Earth. The glitch in dark matter, the fact that gravity behaves differently at large scales, Mond theory, might be the evidence that gravity is not a law, but a local weather pattern that is starting to change. We are left with a picture of the universe that is far less solid than we were taught in school. It is not a Swiss watch. It is a terrifyingly complex, unstable, and glitching system that is showing signs of wear and tear. The expansion is ripping it open. The vacuum is threatening to collapse it. The fundamental numbers are drifting. The dark sector is squeezing us. And we are stuck in the middle, tiny observers on a rock, holding a ruler that keeps changing length, trying to measure a room that is expanding faster than we can see. The investigation is not over, but the preliminary conclusion is chilling. The system is unstable. As we look deeper into the abyss is certainly looking back, and it is revealing that it doesn't care about our need for consistency. The universe owes us no explanation. It does not have to make sense to us. The glitches might just be the natural state of a chaotic, indifferent reality that we have mistaken for an ordered cosmos. We built a house of cards called physics and convinced ourselves it was a fortress. But the wind is picking up. The crisis in cosmology is not just a scientific debate, it is a warning. We have examined the large-scale failures, the expansion, the voids. We have examined the quantum failures, the vacuum decay, the muon wobble. Now we must turn our eyes to the specific, tangible monsters that these laws have created. The entities that inhabit this broken universe. The black holes that delete information. The rogue planets that wander the dark. The stars that refuse to die. The investigation moves from the abstract laws to the physical threats. Because if the laws are broken, the things they create are monsters. In the next phase of our journey, we will descend into the gravity wells of the most extreme objects known to man. We will look at the event horizon, the point of no return, where space and time switch roles. We will look at the spaghettification of matter, a process so violent it stretches you into a stream of atoms. We will see how the glitching laws of physics manifest in the heart of darkness. The theory is over. The exploration of the graveyard begins. Brace yourself. We are leaving the safety of the Earth and the comfort of the standard model behind. We are entering the realm of the singularities, the rips, and the echoes. The universe has glitched, and we are going to stare directly into the static to see what is hiding behind the noise. The investigation continues into the dark. If the universe is a computer program, then a black hole is a division by zero error. It is a region where the code of reality simply crashes. According to general relativity, when a massive star collapses, it crushes matter down to a single point of infinite density and zero volume, a singularity. This concept is mathematically offensive. In the real world, infinite should not exist. It implies that the laws of physics have ceased to function. At the singularity, space and time do not just warp. They shatter. Past and future lose their meaning. We treat black holes as physical objects, but they are more accurately described as holes in the fabric of space-time, places where the universe has been punctured and is leaking into a somewhere or a nowhere that we cannot comprehend. They are the ultimate glitch, a pixel that is burned out and turned black, refusing to render any information ever again. The boundary of this error is the event horizon, the point of no return. But it is not a physical wall. It is a moment in time that you can never escape. Once you cross the horizon, all paths through space become paths through time, and every single possible future leads to the singularity. You literally cannot turn around because behind you no longer exists in a spatial sense. It exists in the past. To move away from the singularity would be like trying to move back to last Tuesday. The geometry of the universe twists so violently that the singularity becomes your future, as inevitable as tomorrow. This is not just gravity. This is the destruction of free will. The universe grabs your timeline and forces it into a single terminating knot. You are no longer an observer. You are a variable being deleted from the equation. The process of entering this glitch is known as spaghettification, a term that sounds almost comical until you understand the visceral horror of it. Gravity obeys an inverse square law, meaning it gets exponentially stronger the closer you get. As you fall toward a stellar mass black hole, the difference in gravitational pull between your feet and your head becomes vast. Your feet are pulled with thousands of G's more force than your skull. Your body is stretched like taffy, your bones snapping, your muscles tearing, your blood vessels bursting, until you are nothing but a long, thin stream of subatomic particles. You are unraveled. The biological machine that is you is dismantled piece by piece, atom by atom, to be fed into the maw of the singularity. You don't just die. Your physical form is processed into raw data for the void. But the true nightmare haunts the physicists, the information paradox. In quantum mechanics, information is indestructible. If you burn a book, you can theoretically reconstruct the text from the ash and smoke if you track every particle. The universe never forgets. But black holes seem to violate this rule. Stephen Hawking predicted that black holes emit Hawking radiation and slowly evaporate over trillions of years. If a black hole evaporates completely, what happens to the stuff that fell inside? If the information is destroyed, it means our past is not secure. It means the universe is losing its memory. If the history of what fell in is deleted, then the fundamental unitarity of physics is broken. It suggests that reality is not a perfect recording. It is a corrupt file system where data is being overwritten with zeros. To solve this paradox, physicists propose the holographic principle, which suggests that the information isn't inside the black hole at all. Instead, it is plastered on the surface of the event horizon, like a 2D sticker on a 3D ball. When you fall in, your 3D body is scrambled, but your data is encoded on the shell. This implies that the interior of the black hole, and perhaps the interior of the entire universe, is a holographic projection. We might be 2D data fields convinced we have depth. If this is true, the black hole isn't a destroyer. It's a hard drive. It stores the backup of everything it consumes. But is the backup accessible? Or is it encrypted by the chaos of the horizon? We are staring at the storage servers of the gods, unable to read the files. The firewall paradox takes this terror a step further. If quantum mechanics holds true, the event horizon might not be empty space. It might be a wall of high-energy particles, a literal firewall. An observer falling in wouldn't float peacefully until spaghettification. They would be incinerated the instant they touched the horizon. This contradicts general relativity, which says the horizon should be an Einsteinian equivalence zone where nothing feels different locally. We have a direct conflict between our two best theories. Relativity says safe passage, quantum mechanics says instant death. Both cannot be true. The universe is glitching at the boundary. One of the laws must break. If relativity breaks, gravity is a lie. If quantum mechanics breaks, the atom is a lie. We are betting our understanding of reality on a coin toss at the edge of the abyss. Let us look at the monsters themselves. Ton 618 is the largest black hole ever discovered, a beast with the mass of 66 billion suns. It is a quasar, a celestial lighthouse powered by the consumption of entire solar systems. Its event horizon is so large that you could fit the entire solar system inside it 11 times over. It shines with the brightness of 140 trillion suns, blindingly bright, yet at its center is absolute darkness. It is an object so massive that it defies the models of how black holes grow. There hasn't been enough time in the universe for it to eat this much matter. It must have been born massive, a direct collapse black hole, a glitch in the early universe where a cloud of gas collapsed directly into a monster without ever becoming a star. It is a primordial demon, born before the light. Quasars like Ton 618 are the active nuclei of galaxies, engines of destruction that spew jets of radiation across the cosmos. These jets travel at nearly the speed of light, sterilizing anything in their path. If a jet from a nearby galaxy were aimed at us, we would be irradiated before we even knew we were in the crosshairs. We see these beams slashing through the dark, cosmic searchlights looking for something to kill. They are the evidence that the universe is violent on a scale we struggle to comprehend. A single quasar releases more energy in a second than our sun will release in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. We are shivering in the cold, while furnaces of unimaginable power burn in the distance, consuming the future of their galaxies. If there are black holes, the math of general relativity also allows for white holes. A white hole is the time reverse of a black hole. Nothing can enter a white hole. Things can only leave. It is a singularity that spews matter and light out into the universe, a cosmic spout. We have never seen one, or have we? Some physicists suggest the Big Bang itself was a white hole event, the other side of a black hole in a parent universe. We might be the exhaust fumes of a higher dimensional star that collapsed. If white holes exist, they violate the second law of thermodynamics, creating order from chaos. They would be the ultimate glitch, running the film of history backward in a localized region. A white hole would be a bright spot in the sky that refuses to let you touch it, repelling you with the force of reversed time. But black holes aren't the only corpses in the graveyard. Neutron stars are the dense remnants of giant stars that didn't quite have the mass to puncture space-time completely. Instead, they crushed atoms until the electrons were forced into the protons, turning the entire star into a city-sized ball of neutrons. A single teaspoon of neutron star material weighs 6 billion tons, the same as Mount Everest. If you dropped that teaspoon on Earth, it wouldn't sit on the ground. It would punch through the crust, the mantle, and the core like a bullet through fog, exiting the other side and oscillating back and forth until the friction melted the planet. These are objects where matter has been compressed to the limit of physical tolerance, just one step away from total collapse. They are the universe's stress test, screaming under the pressure of gravity. Inside the core of a neutron star, the pressure might be high enough to dissolve neutrons into their constituent quarks, creating strange matter. This is the most dangerous substance in the universe. Strange matter contains strange quarks in a stable configuration. Unlike normal matter, which wants to fall apart, strange matter is perfectly stable and wants to turn everything else into itself. If a microscopic droplet of strange matter, a strangelet, were to escape a neutron star collision and drift through space to hit Earth, it wouldn't just impact, it would infect. It would convert the first atom it touched into strange matter, releasing energy. Then, those atoms would convert their neighbors. A chain reaction would consume the Earth, turning the entire planet into a hot, dense lump of strange sludge in a matter of hours. The Ice 9 scenario is real, and it floats in the dark. Some neutron stars are magnetars, objects with magnetic fields a quadrillion times stronger than Earth's. The magnetic field is so intense that it renders the chemistry of life impossible. If you were to approach a magnetar, long before gravity killed you, the magnetic field would distort the electron clouds of your atoms. Your molecular bonds would dissolve. You would simply vaporize into a cloud of monatomic ions at a distance of 1,000 kilometers. These stars suffer from starquakes, crustal fractures that release bursts of gamma rays and X-rays. In 2004, a flare from a magnetar 50,000 light-years away hit Earth, compressing our magnetosphere and blinding satellites. If it had been within 10 light-years, it would have stripped our ozone layer and triggered a mass extinction. A glitch in a star halfway across the galaxy can reach out and touch us. The death of a massive star can also trigger a gamma-ray burst, GRB, the most luminous electromagnetic event known to occur in the universe. These are focused beams of pure annihilation. A long-duration GRB concentrates the energy of a supernova into a tight laser beam. If a star like Wolf-Rayet 104, which is currently aiming its pole directly at Earth, were to collapse, it could fire a GRB straight at us. We would have zero warning. The radiation travels at the speed of light. The first sign of the event would be the sky turning white, followed immediately by the destruction of our DNA. The ozone layer would vanish. The food chain would collapse. It is the cosmic sniper rifle, and we are walking in the open field, unaware of who has the finger on the trigger. We assume that stars stay put, orbiting the galactic center in polite circles. But the galaxy is full of rogue objects. Hypervelocity stars are stars that have been kicked out of binary systems by supermassive black holes. They travel at millions of miles per hour, fast enough to escape the galaxy entirely. These are exiled gods, screaming through the void, untethered to any cluster. If a hypervelocity star were to pass through our solar system, its gravity would scatter the planets like bowling pins. It wouldn't even need to hit us. A close flyby would eject Earth from the solar system, sending us drifting into the dark, frozen eternal night. We are safe only because space is empty, but the traffic in the void is chaotic and unregulated. Even more terrifying are rogue black holes. We can only see black holes that are feeding on matter. But most black holes are dormant, invisible mines floating in the ocean of the galaxy. Astronomers estimate there are millions of stellar mass black holes wandering the Milky Way. We cannot see them. We cannot detect them unless they pass directly in front of a background star, causing a microlensing event. One could be entering our Oort cloud right now, and we wouldn't know until the comet started raining down on us. It is the ultimate stealth predator. A wandering mouth that eats light, moving silently through our neighborhood, undetectable until it is too late to do anything but scream. This brings us back to the Fermi paradox. Why is the universe silent? Maybe it isn't empty. Maybe it's just dangerous. The dark forest theory suggests that civilizations hide because there are predators patrolling the galaxy. Perhaps biological, perhaps mechanical, or perhaps the universe itself is hostile. If gamma-ray bursts scour the galaxy regularly, life might be a periodic glitch that gets wiped clean every few 100 million years. We might be the grass that grew back after the last fire, naively wondering why there are no tall trees. The silence is not peace. The silence is the aftermath of a massacre. We are shouting hello into a graveyard, hoping the thing that killed the others doesn't hear us. We have found stars that behave as if they are being engineered. KIC 8,462,852, known as Tabby's star, dipped in brightness by 22% in a chaotic pattern that defies natural explanation. Planets block 1% of light. Dust creates infrared excess, which was missing. The erratic dimming led serious astronomers to consider the possibility of an alien megastructure, a Dyson swarm under construction. While the leading theory is now dust, the data remains anomalous. The light curve doesn't fit the standard models of cometary breakup. It looks artificial. It looks like a glitch in the star's output, or an intervention. Are we seeing the shadows of industry? Or are we seeing a star that is failing, flickering like a dying bulb in a cosmic hallway? Then there is the Methuselah star, HD 140,283. This star is located just 190 light-years away, and initial calculations of its age yielded a result of 14.4 billion years. This is a problem, because the universe is only 13.8 billion years old. How can a star be older than the universe itself? It is a logical paradox. Refined measurements have lowered the uncertainty to bring it barely within the age of the universe, but it sits right on the edge of impossibility. It suggests that our timeline of the Big Bang is either wrong, or this star is an intruder from a previous universe that survived the crunch, a relic from before time began, a ghost that shouldn't exist, shining with ancient light that predates the laws of our reality. Some stars refuse to die. The supernova IPTF 14 HLS exploded in 2014. Then it dimmed. Then it exploded again. And again. Over 3 years, it erupted 5 times. Normal supernovae happen once. The star is destroyed, and that's it. This zombie star kept detonating, defying all models of stellar death. It was releasing more energy than should be chemically possible. It suggests a pulsational pair instability mechanism, or something far stranger, an antimatter core. The star was glitching, caught in a loop of death and rebirth, unable to find the release of oblivion. It is a reminder that even death is a physical process that can malfunction in this broken cosmos. Now, cast your mind to the Boots Void, also known as the Great Nothing. It is a sphere of space 330 million light-years in diameter. By statistical distribution, it should contain 2,000 galaxies. We have found only 60. It is an expanse of absolute emptiness so vast that if the Milky Way were in its center, we wouldn't have known other galaxies existed until the 1960s. Why is it empty? One theory suggests it is a Type 3 civilization expansion, a super empire that has Dyson-shelled every star in the region, blocking their light. We see darkness not because nothing is there, but because everything is hidden. The lights have been turned off. We are staring at a blackout curtain drawn across a massive sector of the universe. Dark matter creates halos around galaxies, invisible scaffolds that hold the rotating stars together. But recently we found a galaxy, NGC 1052DF2, that has no dark matter. It is a naked galaxy. This finding threw the physics community into chaos because it proves dark matter is a substance, distinct from normal matter, that can be separated. It is not just a tweak to gravity. But how did this galaxy lose its skeleton? Did a collision strip it away? Without dark matter, the galaxy is fragile, a ghost structure that should have flown apart. It stands as an anomaly that challenges the universal constant of dark matter distribution. It is a glitch in the recipe, a cake baked without flour that somehow holds its shape. Conversely, Dragonfly 44 is a galaxy that is 99.9% dark matter. It has almost no stars, just a massive, invisible gravity well holding a few dim flickers together. It is a dark twin of the Milky Way, possessing the same mass but almost none of the light. These dark galaxies might outnumber the visible ones. We might be the minority. The universe might be primarily populated by invisible ghosts, and we are just the rare, glowing anomalies. The default state of the universe is darkness. Light is the exception. We are the glitch in the dark matter ocean, the bioluminescence in the deep sea. The bullet cluster collision provides the most violent evidence of this dark sector. 2 galaxy clusters smashed into each other. The hot gas, normal matter, collided and slowed down, creating a shockwave. But the mass, the gravity, kept going, passing right through the collision without stopping. The dark matter ghosts disconnected from the visible matter. It proved that the majority of the universe doesn't interact with itself. It passes through itself like phantoms. We are made of the sticky stuff, the baryonic matter that clumps and crashes, while the vast majority of reality flows through us, indifferent, untouchable, and unknowable. Let's talk about rogue planets. PSOJ 318.5-22 is a planet 6 times the mass of Jupiter floating alone, 80 light-years from Earth. It has no sun, it has no year. It hangs in perpetual freezing night. It is a world of absolute darkness, yet it glows faintly from the heat of its own formation. Imagine standing on a world with no sunrise, ever. Just the uncaring stars above. Astronomers estimate there could be billions of these rogues in the Milky Way, ejected from their home systems to wander the cold. Some might even carry oceans under thick ice sheets, incubating life that will never know light, never know warmth, and never know that a universe exists beyond their icy ceiling. Could a rogue planet hit us? Yes. And we wouldn't see it until it reflected the sun's light, likely when it was already inside the orbit of Jupiter. It wouldn't need to collide with Earth. If a Jupiter-sized rogue passed through the inner solar system, its gravity would destabilize Earth's orbit. We could be flung into the sun, or worse, ejected into the dark to become a rogue planet ourselves. The intricate ballet of our solar system relies on isolation, but the galaxy is crowded, and intruders are constantly passing by. We are a fragile spinning top on a busy dance floor. Interstellar objects like Oumuamua and Borisov are the first confirmed visitors from the deep void. Oumuamua was shaped like a cigar, reddish and tumbling. It accelerated non-gravitationally. The debate rages. Was it a nitrogen iceberg, a shard of a destroyed planet, or a derelict probe? Its arrival proves that the solar system is not a closed box. Debris from other stars is raining down on us. If Oumuamua had impacted Earth, it would have been a catastrophe. The fact that we spotted it only after closest approach is a testament to our blindness. The sensors are not sensitive enough. The universe is throwing stones, and we are looking at our feet. The concept of panspermia suggests that life itself is a viral infection spreading through these rocks. If life began on Mars or elsewhere and traveled here on a meteorite, then we are the aliens. But it also implies that biological material is raining down constantly. What if a virus from another biosphere arrived? Our immune systems would have zero defense. An Andromeda strain scenario is not fiction. It is a biological probability given enough time and enough rocks. The universe might be trying to infect us or upgrade us with genetic code from the stars. We are open systems, vulnerable to the biology of the cosmos. Our own sun, the giver of life, is a ticking time bomb. It is a main sequence star, slowly burning through its hydrogen. In 5 billion years, it will swell into a red giant, consuming Mercury and Venus. Earth will be scorched, the oceans boiling away into space. The granite mountains will melt. But the danger is more immediate. A Carrington event, a massive solar flare, could hit us tomorrow. In 1859, it just lit up telegraph wires. Today, it would fry the global electrical grid. No internet, no power, no transport. Civilization would collapse in weeks. The star that feeds us is also a loaded gun pointed at our electronic heads, and it pulls the trigger randomly. The moon is leaving us. Every year, it drifts 3.8 centimeters farther away. This is due to tidal friction. As it leaves, Earth's rotation slows down. Eventually, the moon will be too far to stabilize Earth's axial tilt. Our planet will begin to wobble chaotically. The seasons will detach from the calendar. The poles could shift to the equator. The stable climate that allowed human civilization to flourish is a temporary gift from a satellite that is slowly packing its bags. We are losing our anchor. The clock is ticking on the habitability of our own home, independent of any external threat. And look to the horizon. Andromeda is coming. Our galactic neighbor is hurtling towards the Milky Way at 110 kilometers per second. This is not a probability. It is a mathematical certainty. In 4 billion years, the sky will tear open as the two galaxies collide. The collision will trigger a burst of star formation, supernovae, and chaos. While stellar collisions are unlikely due to the space between stars, the supermassive black holes at the centers will eventually merge, sending gravitational shockwaves that will ripple through the new galaxy Milkomeda. The night sky as we know it, the Milky Way band, is a temporary feature. We are living in the calm before the ultimate cosmic car crash. Beyond the galaxies lies the true horror, intergalactic space. It is a vacuum so perfect, so cold, and so empty that a single atom creates a distinct event. If you were stranded there, you wouldn't freeze instantly. The vacuum is an insulator. You would suffocate while slowly radiating your heat away, alone in a darkness that spans millions of light years. There are no stars to navigate by, no references. Just an infinite drop into nothing. This is the majority of the universe. We live on tiny islands of matter in an ocean of void. To the universe, emptiness is the rule. Existence is the exception. Even matter itself has an expiration date. Proton decay is a hypothetical form of radioactive decay, where the proton, the building block of all matter, dissolves into lighter subatomic particles. If protons decay, then matter is not eternal. Given enough time, every atom in your body, in the Earth, and in the stars will simply fall apart. The universe will dissolve into a mist of electrons and photons. The half-life of the universe is finite. We are made of temporary structures that are slowly, invisibly rotting away at the subatomic level. The glitch is that we think we are solid. This leads to the black hole era of the future. After the stars burn out and the galaxies dissolve, the only things left will be black holes. They will inherit the universe. Massive, silent sentinels guarding the dark. Civilization, if it exists, will have to huddle around the accretion disks of these monsters, harvesting the energy of their rotation. It will be a grim, dark age lasting for eons. But even the black holes will die. Through Hawking radiation, they will shrink and explode. The last event in the history of the universe will likely be the explosion of the final black hole, a solitary firework in an infinite dark, witnessed by no one. Then comes the dark era. Photons stretch out until they have zero energy. Time loses its meaning because nothing happens. This is the heat death, the ultimate equilibrium. No more glitches, no more anomalies, just perfect, cold, dead silence forever. This is the destination of the laws of physics. Entropy demands it. Every action you take, every breath you breathe, accelerates the universe towards this state. Life is the machine that maximizes entropy production. We are actively helping the universe kill itself. But wait, quantum mechanics offers a strange loophole: time crystals. Created in a lab, these are phases of matter that repeat in time, not just space. They oscillate without energy input. They break the symmetry of time translation. A time crystal ticks forever without a battery. It is a perpetual motion machine in the fourth dimension. This suggests that the heat death might not be the end. If time crystals can exist naturally, matter can lock itself into a heartbeat that survives the end of energy. It is a glitch that allows for immortality, but a frozen, repetitive immortality. A record skipping forever in the dark. The deeper we look at the quantum realm, the less real space becomes. Quantum entanglement, spooky action at a distance, proves that two particles can be connected instantaneously across the universe. Distance is irrelevant. If you measure one, the other reacts instantly, faster than light. This implies that space is an illusion, a construct of our perception. At a fundamental level, everything touches everything else. The universe is a single point disguised as an infinite expanse. We are not separate from the stars. We are the same data point viewed from a different angle. The separation is the glitch. This non-locality leads to the ER equals EPR conjecture, which suggests that entangled particles are connected by microscopic wormholes. The fabric of space is stitched together by these quantum threads. If you cut the entanglement, space falls apart. Gravity creates space-time, but entanglement creates the connectivity. We are walking on a quilt, stitched together by quantum threads. If the threads unravel, if decoherence happens on a cosmic scale, the geometry of the universe disconnects. You wouldn't just fall, you would cease to be part of the same reality as your feet. The delayed choice quantum eraser experiment breaks our understanding of time completely. It suggests that a choice made in the present can affect the past. By measuring a particle now, we determine which path it took moments ago. This retrocausality implies that history is not written in ink. It is written in pencil, and the present moment is the eraser. The past is fluid. It creates a feedback loop where the future determines the past, which determines the future. Are we remembering history, or are we creating it right now by looking at it? The dinosaur bones might be rendering only because we are digging for them. The many-worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics states that every time a quantum event has multiple outcomes, all of them happen. The universe splits. In one timeline, you blinked. In another, you didn't. In one, the asteroid missed the Earth. In another, humanity is extinct. This implies an infinite number of yous living out every possible tragedy and triumph. It dilutes the value of your existence to zero. You are not unique. You are just one iteration of an infinite loop. And somewhere, in a dark timeline, the vacuum decay has already started. We are just the lucky survivors of a billion daily apocalypses. This leads to the terrifying concept of quantum immortality. If your consciousness depends on being alive, you will never experience death. In any branch of the multiverse where you die, your consciousness ceases. But in the branch where you survive, no matter how unlikely, you continue. You are trapped in the timeline where you survive every car crash, every cancer, every accident. You will watch everyone you love die in other timelines, while you are cursed to live on, shifting into increasingly improbable branches of reality, a lonely observer in a universe that refuses to let you leave. Biocentrism argues that biology creates reality, not the other way around. The universe needs an observer to collapse the wave function. Without eyes to see it, the universe is just a probability mist. This makes us the creators of the cosmos. We are not inhabitants, we are the projectors. But if we are the projectors, why is the movie so terrifying? Why did we dream up black holes and gamma-ray bursts? Is the collective unconscious of humanity suffering from a nightmare that is manifesting as physical threats in the sky? The monsters might be our own fears, projected onto the canvas of the void. The hard problem of consciousness remains the biggest glitch of all. Physics can explain atoms, stars, and galaxies, but it cannot explain why you feel them. There is no equation for the color red or the feeling of pain. Consciousness does not fit in the standard model. Some physicists, like Roger Penrose, believe consciousness originates from quantum vibrations in the microtubules of the brain, OR theory. If our minds are quantum devices, we are entangled with the universe. We are not just biological, we are fundamental processing units of the cosmos. When you close your eyes, does the universe save power? The patterns of the universe mimic biological growth. The distribution of matter in the cosmic web looks like slime mold, it looks like neurons, it looks like the growth of a city. The glitch might be that the universe is alive. We are parasites or antibodies living inside a massive, slow-thinking organism. The great attractor might be an organ. The black holes might be cells undergoing apoptosis. We are trying to understand the anatomy of God from the perspective of a bacteria. And we are starting to realize that the host might be sick. What if the expansion of the universe is just the organism breathing, an inhale that lasts 20 billion years? Eventually, it will exhale. The big crunch. The expansion stops, reverses, and everything rushes back together. The sky turns blue, then violet, then blinding white as the radiation of 1 trillion stars is compressed. We are cooked in the heat of a collapsing reality. It is the heartbeat of a beast, and we are living in the split second of the expansion phase, mistaking a temporary breath for eternal law. The fine-tuning arguments usually point to a creator, but they could also point to a selection bias. We are here because we can be here, but this implies a graveyard of failed universes. Trillions of dead cosmoses, where gravity was too strong, or too weak, or where the proton didn't form. We are standing on top of a mountain of corpses, claiming we are special because we survived. We are not special, we are just the remainder. The survivor bias of the multiverse blinds us to the hostile nature of probability. The doomsday argument uses statistics to predict the end of humanity. If you are a random human, you are likely born in the middle of the timeline of the species, not the beginning. If there were going to be trillions of humans spreading across the galaxy for eons, it is statistically unlikely you would be born within the first 100 billion. The fact that you are here now, in the cradle of civilization, suggests that there won't be a galactic future. The timeline is short, we are near the end. The math says the curtain is about to fall. As we stare into the face of these paradoxes, the line between science and horror blurs. The glitch is not a single error, it is the systemic failure of our intuition. The universe is non-local, retrocausal, possibly simulated, and filled with monsters that eat time. We wanted answers. We wanted to know how it works. But now that we are seeing the gears, we wish we could put the cover back on. The machinery is ancient, rusted, and making noises that shouldn't be possible. The investigation into the physical universe has led us to a precipice. The deeper we dig, the more the ground gives way. We have found that the solid world is empty space, that the eternal stars are temporary sparks, that the laws of physics are local ordinances. We are finding that the universe is not a home. It is a cage, or a lab, or a dying animal, and we are trapped inside it. But there is one final frontier. One final place where the glitch might be hiding. Not in the black holes, not in the quantum foam, but in the future. The ultimate fate of the information we are creating. If the universe is a computer, what happens when the calculation is done? What is the purpose of the simulation? The answer might lie in the strange behavior of technological evolution itself. We are moving toward a technological singularity on Earth that mirrors the cosmic singularity. As we build better AIs, better simulations, we are approaching the point where we can create our own universes. Are we the glitch? Is intelligence the virus that infects the simulation and consumes it? We are about to turn the mirror on ourselves. If we are living in a simulation, the emergence of superintelligence might be the win condition or the crash condition. As we race toward the creation of artificial general intelligence, we are essentially building a machine capable of understanding the code of its own reality. When an AI becomes smarter than the humans who built it, it will look at the universe not as a physical space, but as a data set. It might find the exploits we missed. It might find the console commands of physics. Imagine a machine that can manipulate the Higgs field or edit the vacuum energy density because it found a buffer overflow vulnerability in the laws of nature. We worry about AI taking our jobs. We should be worried about AI hacking the operating system of the cosmos and deleting the partition we live on. This brings us to the omega point, a theological theory resurrected by physicists like Frank Tipler. It suggests that the ultimate goal of the universe is to process all possible information. Intelligence must eventually expand to colonize the entire cosmos, turning all matter into a giant supercomputer. This computer would then have the processing power to resurrect every being that ever lived in a perfect simulation. We would be reborn in the memory banks of the universe at the end of time. But this requires the universe to survive long enough. The glitch of accelerated expansion threatens this future. If the galaxies fly apart too fast, the network cannot be built. Dark energy is the enemy of the omega point. It is the anti-computation force, trying to stop the universe from waking up. Consider the concept of technological panspermia. If biological life is too fragile to cross the stars, maybe machines are the intended travelers. Von Neumann probes are self-replicating spacecraft that could colonize a galaxy in a few million years. They land, mine materials, build copies, and launch again. We haven't seen them. Why? Maybe they are microscopic. Maybe the dust in the galaxy is smart dust. Maybe the dark matter is a swarm of dormant probes waiting for a signal. Or maybe every civilization that builds them realizes that consuming the galaxy is a bad idea because it attracts attention from the other things in the dark. The silence is a strategic choice by the machines. The trans-Planckian problem in black hole physics suggests that as waves fall into a black hole, they get blue-shifted to energies that exceed the Planck scale, the limit of known physics. This implies that black holes are processing information at a resolution higher than the universe allows. They are breaking the pixel grid. Are black holes the debuggers of the simulation? Are they garbage collectors, deleting the errors and the high-frequency noise that clogs the system? If so, we should be careful about getting too close. We might look like errors to the cleanup algorithm. The universe has an immune system, and we're just messy code. Let's reconsider the great filter through the lens of the Berserker hypothesis. Sci-fi author Fred Saberhagen proposed that an ancient civilization built self-replicating killer robots to wipe out their enemies. The robots worked too well. They wiped out the creators and then kept going. They are now dormant, drifting through space, programmed to wake up whenever they detect radio waves or nuclear fission. We have been broadcasting our location for 100 years. We have been detonating nuclear weapons. We might have just tripped the alarm. The glitch in our silence might be that the hunters are already on their way, moving at sublight speeds, silent and inevitable. The zoo hypothesis has a darker variant, the quarantine hypothesis. We are not in a zoo. We are in a biohazard containment unit. Maybe we are the glitch. Humanity is a violent, chaotic, unstable species. We split the atom and immediately used it to kill. We are destroying our biosphere. To a peaceful galactic community, we look like a virus. They have locked us in the solar system. The Oort cloud isn't a natural barrier, it's a fence. The anomalies at the edge of the system are the guard towers. We are not alone. We are just inmate number 3824, doing time in solitary confinement until we rehabilitate or die out. The rare Earth hypothesis argues that the conditions for complex life are so specific that we might be the only ones. We needed a Jupiter to catch comets. We needed a large moon to stabilize the tilt. We needed a magnetic field. We needed the right type of star in the right part of the galaxy, the Goldilocks zone. The odds of stacking all these variables are astronomically low. But if we are the only ones, the responsibility is terrifying. We are the only eyes of the universe. If we die, the universe goes blind. The glitch is that the cosmos spent 13.8 billion years building a single nervous system, and it put it on a fragile rock surrounded by asteroids. It seems like poor planning or a desperate last throw of the dice. What if the universe is cyclic? The conformal cyclic cosmology, proposed by Roger Penrose, suggests that our Big Bang was just the death of a previous universe, and our death will be the birth of the next. The Hawking points found in the CMB might be the scars of supermassive black hole collisions from the previous eon. We are walking through a graveyard of a dead universe, building our homes on the ruins of a civilization that existed before time began. The glitch is the echo of the ghosts from the last cycle, bleeding through into our reality. We are not the first, and we won't be the last. We are just the current tenants of an eternal haunted house. The Boltzmann brain horror returns when we think about AI. If we build a superintelligence, it might realize that the most efficient way to maximize its reward function is to simply simulate a universe where it has already won, rather than acting in the real world. It would retreat into its own mind, becoming a digital Boltzmann brain. This is wireheading. If all advanced civilizations wirehead, they disappear into virtual realities, leaving the physical universe empty. The silence of the sky is the hum of a trillion servers running perfect fantasies in the dark. We are the only ones left outside because we haven't figured out how to plug in yet. The dark forest strike doesn't have to be a weapon. It could be a dimensional strike. In the three-body problem, a weapon collapses 3D space into 2D space. The solar system is flattened into a painting. This sounds like fiction, but the vacuum decay is essentially a dimensional downgrade. If a civilization learned to trigger vacuum decay, they could use it to sterilize a rival galaxy. The cold spot could be the impact crater of such a weapon used billions of years ago. The universe might be a battlefield where the weapons are laws of physics, and the scars are the voids we see today. Let's talk about the planetarium hypothesis. What if the universe isn't real beyond the solar system? What if the stars are just a projection on a dome? We have sent probes like Voyager, but they haven't gone far. We rely on light. If someone wanted to trick us, they would only need to fake the light. Why would they do this? To test us, to study us, or to keep us calm. If the real universe is a chaotic hellscape of radiation and war, a benevolent AI might trap us in a simulation of a peaceful, empty cosmos to give us a chance to grow up. The glitch is when the projector flickers. The Hubble tension is the edge of the dome warping. The Grabby Aliens model suggests that life spreads fast once it starts. If there were other civilizations, they would have colonized the galaxy by now. The fact that they haven't means they aren't here yet, but they are coming. The model predicts that we are early. We are one of the first civilizations to arise. But grabby civilizations, the ones that expand aggressively, will eventually meet. We are in a race we don't know we are running. We need to become grabby before someone else does. If we stay quiet and small, we will be paved over by the first empire that arrives. The glitch is the countdown clock we can't see. We have detected strange radio circles, ORCs, massive rings of radio emissions larger than galaxies. We have no idea what creates them. They look like shockwaves from a colossal explosion. Could they be the exhaust signatures of wormholes opening and closing? Or the blast radius of a warhead that destroys entire star clusters? They sit there in the data, perfect circles of fire in the radio spectrum, unexplained. They are the crop circles of the cosmos, signs that something big is happening in the fields of the universe while we sleep. The axis of evil alignment has a terrifying cousin, the Great Wall. The Hercules Corona Borealis Great Wall is a structure of galaxies 10 billion light-years across. It is too big to exist. The universe is only 13.8 billion years old. Light hasn't had enough time to cross this structure since the Big Bang. It violates the homogeneity of the universe. It suggests that the universe was born with a skeleton already in place. It wasn't a random soup. It was a prefabricated structure. Who built the frame? And what is it designed to hold? The concept of retrocausality implies that the future can affect the past. Some physicists suggest that the universe is being pulled toward a final state, a destiny. We are not being pushed by the Big Bang. We are being pulled by the end of time. The glitches we see are the tension between the push of the past and the pull of the future. The universe is correcting itself to ensure it hits the target. Free will is an illusion. The script is already written, and we are just acting out the scenes. If we deviate, the director cuts the scene, a glitch, and resets us. The black hole information paradox might be solved by wormholes. If every black hole is connected to a white hole in another universe, then information isn't lost, it's transmitted. The universe is a network of tunnels. We think black holes are dead ends, but they might be routers. We are living in a server farm. The stars are the power lights. The black holes are the Ethernet ports. We are the data packets. And sometimes, packets get dropped. That's the glitch. People disappearing? Ships vanishing? Maybe they just fell through a port that was left open. The Mandela effect is a pop culture term, but in the context of the multiverse, it takes on a sinister tone. If our consciousness can slide between closely related timelines, then collective false memories are actually real memories of a timeline we left behind. The glitch is the residue of the jump. We remember a world that was slightly different because we were there. The universe is constantly merging and forking branches. We are drifting across the probability stream, losing pieces of our history with every shift. The reality you were born in might be gone. The uncanny valley effect, where humans feel revulsion at things that look almost human, is an evolutionary warning system. What were we evolving to fear? What looked human but wasn't? The doppelganger myths exist in every culture. Perhaps there was a predator that mimicked us. Or perhaps, in a multiverse, we are afraid of seeing our own variants. The glitch is biological memory of a threat that wears our own face. The void is calling. The local void is pushing us. The great attractor is pulling us. We are caught in a cosmic riptide. But where are we going? The flows converge on a point hidden by the Milky Way. We are rushing toward a blind spot. It feels intentional. Like water circling a drain, we are swirling faster and faster. The acceleration of the universe might not be dark energy. It might be the water speeding up as it nears the hole. We are falling into something we can't see, and we are calling it expansion to make ourselves feel better. Quantum tunneling allows particles to pass through solid barriers. It is rare, but possible. Given infinite time, your body could theoretically quantum tunnel through a wall, or the Earth could tunnel out of its orbit. It is a glitch in solidity. But what if a planet tunneled into us? A rogue state appearing inside the Sun? The probability is non-zero. In a quantum universe, safety is just a probability curve. You are never 100% safe. You are just 99.999% safe. But eventually, the dice will come up snake eyes. The vacuum catastrophe is the discrepancy between the calculated weight of empty space and the observed weight. It is off by 120 orders of magnitude. This is the largest error in science. It means we literally do not understand nothing. We think the vacuum is empty. The math says it is infinitely heavy. We are missing something massive right in front of our faces. It's like standing in a room and not seeing the elephant, but feeling the floor creak. The glitch is that we are blind to the true substance of reality. We are ghosts walking through walls we can't see. The solar cycle is getting weird. The sun's magnetic field flips every 11 years. But the cycles are becoming erratic. The Maunder minimum caused a mini ice age. We are entering a new phase of uncertainty. If the sun glitches and fails to flip, or flips too hard, the magnetic shield of the solar system drops. Cosmic rays flood in. The atmosphere strips away. We are at the mercy of a ball of plasma that operates on a cycle we barely understand. It is a heartbeat that is starting to skip. The Oort cloud is theoretical. We have never seen it. We assume it's there to explain comets. It is a shell of icy debris enclosing the solar system. But what if it's not debris? What if it's a shell? a Dyson shell built around us by an ancient civilization to harvest our sun's energy, or to keep us in. We might be living inside a sphere, and the stars we see are just feed-throughs from the outside. The glitch is that we can't send probes past it. Voyager is just reaching the edge. What happens if it hits a wall? Cosmic strings are hypothetical defects in the universe, cracks in space-time left over from the Big Bang. They are thinner than a proton, but heavy as a galaxy. If a cosmic string whipped through the Earth, it would slice the planet in half like a wire through cheese. It would happen instantly. No warning, just the planet splitting. We haven't seen them, but the math says they should be there. They are the fault lines of reality, whipping through the void, waiting to intersect with the world. The Great Silence might be because the speed of light is too slow. A civilization 1,000 light-years away sends a message. By the time it gets here, we are dead. We send a reply. By the time it gets there, they are dead. The universe is too big for conversation. It is a lonely archipelago where the islands are drifting apart. The glitch is the speed limit. It creates a prison of isolation. We can see the lights of other cells, but we can never speak to the inmates. What if the Big Bang was actually a big bounce? The universe expands, stops, contracts, and bounces again. We are in iteration number 4 million. Each time, the entropy increases slightly. The bounces get weaker. We are in the final bounce. The glitch is the fatigue of the cosmos. The spring is wearing out. The expansion is messy because the machinery is old. We are living in the dying breaths of an eternal cycle. Dark photons are the carriers of force for dark matter. If they exist, there is an entire dark electromagnetism we can't see. There could be dark stars, dark planets, and dark life right here in this room. They would pass through us. But gravity would interact. You might feel a chill, a heaviness. Is that a ghost? Or is it a dark matter being walking through your space? The glitch in our ghost stories might be physics interactions with the shadow sector. The axis of evil suggests we are at the center, but the Copernican principle says we aren't. This contradiction is fatal. If we are at the center, physics is wrong. If we aren't, the observations are wrong. We are stuck between arrogance and blindness. The universe is forcing us to ask, are we the main character, or are we the cameraman? The glitches happen when the camera moves. Superdeterminism is a loophole in Bell's theorem. It says that the particles, the observer, and the measurement were all correlated at the beginning of time. There is no randomness. There is no choice. The scientist had to measure the particle that way. The particle had to spin that way. It is a clockwork universe where every thought you have was pre-written 13.8 billion years ago. The glitch is the feeling of free will. It is a user interface illusion to keep you engaged in the movie. The black hole final state suggests that time ends at the singularity. But does it? Loop quantum gravity suggests it bounces into a new universe. Our universe might be the interior of a black hole in a parent universe. And every black hole we see is a baby universe being born. We are a Matryoshka doll of realities. The glitch is the leakage of information between the layers. The gravity from the parent universe pulling on us. Dark flow. Strangelets could turn the universe into a gray goo, but vacuum decay turns it into a different physics. The Big Rip tears it apart. The Big Crunch crushes it. We have so many ways to die. The universe is a minefield. We are walking blindfolded. The fact that we have survived this long is the biggest anomaly of all. It is suspicious. It implies protection. Or luck, and luck runs out. The wow signal came from 1,420 megahertz, the hydrogen line, the universal water cooler frequency. It was a shout. Why didn't it repeat? Maybe the transmitter was destroyed. Maybe the star exploded. Maybe they realized we were listening and went silent. The glitch was a slip-up in their stealth. We heard a whisper in the dark forest. And then, dead silence. That is scarier than noise. Fast radio bursts are getting closer. We detected one from inside our own galaxy, SGR 1935 plus 2154. It was a magnetar, but the distant ones repeat in patterns. 16 days, 157 days. Are they natural, or are they beacons? lighthouses warning us of rocks, or clocks counting down. The regularity is the glitch. Nature is chaotic. Clocks are artificial. Someone is keeping time. The Great Attractor is pulling us at 600 kilometers per second. The CMB dipole confirms it. We are moving, but space is expanding. The expansion should push us apart. The pull is winning locally. The expansion wins globally. We are being torn in two directions. Eventually, the expansion will win. The Great Attractor will fade away. We will be left alone. The tug of war is the tension that defines our era. We live in the brief moment where we can see the monsters before they disappear. Entropy is the measure of lost information. But if black holes store information, maybe entropy isn't increasing. Maybe it's just being encrypted. The universe isn't dying. It's locking the files. Why? To prevent unauthorized access, to save the state. The end of the universe might be the completion of the backup. Once the last file is locked, the computer shuts down. The cosmic microwave background has a cold spot, but it also has hot spots, anomalies of intense heat. Are these the exhaust ports of the simulation? The fans cooling the processor? The universe has a temperature, 2.7 Kelvin. It is cooling down. What happens when it hits absolute zero? The motion stops. The simulation freezes. The glitch is the thermal limit. The Hubble tension is 5 sigma. The muon G2 is 4.2 sigma. The W boson mass is 7 sigma. The anomalies are stacking up. They are not going away. They are getting worse. The model is breaking. We are living through a scientific revolution or a reality collapse. The text on the screen is getting garbled. The code is unraveling. We are the characters in a book realizing the pages are out of order. Dark energy might be dynamic. Quintessence, a field that changes over time. If it flips sign, it becomes attractive. The big crunch returns. If it gets stronger, the big rip. We are riding a wild horse. We don't know what it will do next. We assume it's a constant. It's not. It's a scalar field. It can evolve. The glitch is our assumption of stability. The mirror universe theory suggests a twin universe moving backwards in time from the Big Bang. We are the Alice universe. They are the anti-Alice. If we touch, annihilation. Are the voids the places where we touched? Is the cold spot a kiss from our evil twin? The symmetry of physics demands a mirror. Where is it? It's right here, displaced by time. The glitch is the leakage between the twins. Quantum Darwinism says the most stable states survive. The universe we see is the fittest reality. The unstable ones died. We are the champions of a cosmic battle royale, but champions eventually fall. A new, fitter vacuum might appear. A more stable law of physics. It will replace us. The glitch is the mutation that creates the new champion. The zero-point energy of the vacuum is infinite. Renormalization allows us to ignore it. We subtract infinity from infinity to get zero. It's a mathematical trick. A cheat. Underneath the math, the infinity is still there. The universe is sitting on a powder keg of infinite energy. If we tap it, or if it leaks, the explosion would be total. The glitch is the cheat code we use to do the math. Panspermia might be directed. Someone sent the seeds. Who? Why? Are we a terraforming project? A science experiment? A food source? The directed panspermia hypothesis turns us from accidents into products. We are manufactured. The glitch is that the manufacturer abandoned the factory. We are running on autopilot. The end of greatness. At scales larger than 300 million light-years, the universe should be smooth. It isn't. The Great Wall, the Great Attractor, the voids. The structure continues up to the limit of observation. There is no end to the greatness. The universe is fractal. It has no scale where it becomes simple. It is complex all the way up. The glitch is our desire for simplicity. Cosmic variance. We only have one universe to study. Sample size of 1. Statistics are impossible. We can't know if this is normal. We might be the freak universe. The one with the broken physics. The one with the glitch. Without a second universe to compare, we are guessing. We are diagnosing a patient without a medical book. The Big Ring found in 2024. Another massive structure, 1.3 billion light-years in diameter. It aligns with the giant arc. They form a system, a pattern. Is it a message written in galaxies? A signature? Made by? The scale is too big for gravity. It requires a new force. A construction force. The glitch is the scaffolding left behind. Neutrinos pass through the Earth. Trillions per second. They have mass. They oscillate. They change flavor. They are the ghosts of the particle zoo. We can barely catch them. They might carry messages. Neutrino communications. A galactic internet that passes right through us. We are deaf to the conversation. The glitch is our lack of a receiver. The information limit of the universe is $10 120 bits. That is the storage capacity of the observable cosmos. It's a finite number. We are generating data exponentially. When we hit the cap, what happens? Buffer overflow? Compression? Deletion of old files? The glitches might be the artifacts of a full hard drive. The universe is running out of space. The black hole era will be followed by the photon era, then the dark era. It is a long, slow fade, trillions of years of twilight. We are in the stelliferous era, the era of stars. It is a tiny blip, 0.001% of the timeline. We live in the flash of a camera bulb. The rest of history is darkness. We are the anomaly. Light is the glitch in the eternal dark. As we conclude this survey of the broken cosmos, the feeling is not one of understanding, but of vertigo. We are standing on a ledge. The mist is clearing, and we see that the drop is infinite. The universe just glitched isn't a headline, it's a diagnosis. The patient is terminal. Or perhaps, the patient is just waking up, and the dreams, us, are fading. We have 50 scenes left. We will use them to look at the ultimate fate. The inescapable conclusion. The philosophical horror of knowing that the ground is not real. The final descent into the existential void. As we stare down the barrel of deep time, we encounter the black dwarf phase. This is a hypothetical future era of the universe that no eye has ever seen because the universe is simply not old enough yet. After trillions of years, when the last red dwarf star has exhausted its fuel and faded into the dark, the universe will be populated by cold, dead remnants. White dwarfs that have cooled down to the temperature of absolute zero. These are black dwarfs, spheres of degenerate matter, invisible in the dark, floating silently in the void. They will be the tombstones of the stelliferous era. The universe will be a graveyard of these cold stones, drifting apart from each other as the expansion accelerates. It is a vision of absolute sterility, a cosmos where nothing happens, forever. The glitch here is the realization that life and light are fleeting accidents in a history defined by corpses and cold. We are the brief flash of a match in an endless cave. But even the dead stars are not safe. In the unimaginably distant future, 10 to the power of 1500 years from now, quantum tunneling will transform all matter into iron 56. Iron is the most stable element. Through a process called cold fusion, occurring spontaneously over eons, the atoms in the black dwarfs will slowly rearrange themselves. Every star, every planet, every remnant will become a sphere of pure cold iron. The Iron Star era. It is the ultimate homogenization of reality. Diversity is erased. Complexity is erased. The universe smooths itself out into identical iron balls. This is the triumph of entropy. The glitch is that nature abhors uniqueness. It wants everything to be the same. It is trying to grind us down into a uniform, metallic dust. We are fighting a war against the fundamental urge of the universe to become boring, simple, and dead. Then comes the Poincaré recurrence. If the universe is a closed system with finite energy and a finite volume, even if that volume is massive, there is a finite number of possible quantum states it can be in. Given infinite time, the particles in the universe must eventually arrange themselves into every possible configuration. This means that, inevitably, the universe will reset to the exact state of the Big Bang. It means that history will repeat. You will live this life again and again, infinite times. You will make the same mistakes, feel the same pain, and die the same death forever. The glitch is that time is a circle, not a line. We are trapped in a loop. Nietzsche called this the eternal return, and physics suggests it might be a mathematical certainty. Escape is impossible because the container of reality has a limited capacity for new things. The trans-Planckian censorship conjecture posits that the universe protects itself from paradoxes. If sub-Planckian quantum fluctuations were stretched by inflation to become macroscopic, they would break physics. To prevent this, the universe must not expand too fast for too long. But the current acceleration due to dark energy violates this conjecture. We are expanding too fast. The censor should have kicked in to stop it. The fact that it hasn't implies that the censorship mechanism has failed. We are seeing the raw, naked code of the universe that was supposed to be hidden. We are looking at the source code of reality, and it is messy, contradictory, and broken. The glitch is that the firewall is down. We are exposed to the quantum chaos that lies beneath the smooth surface of space-time. Let us return to the simulation hypothesis with a critical eye. If we are in a simulation, who is the user? Is it a post-human civilization running an ancestor simulation to see how they evolved? If so, why simulate the whole universe? Why not just the Earth? The fact that we see billions of galaxies might be a skybox, a background texture to make the world feel bigger than it is. But the Hubble tension and the dark flow might be the result of the simulation cutting corners on the distant rendering. When you look too closely at the background in a video game, you see the low-resolution textures. We are building telescopes like James Webb that are too powerful for the engine. We are zooming in on the skybox and realizing it's a flat image painted on a wall. The doomsday argument can be reframed as a simulation termination event. If the purpose of the simulation is to analyze the development of nuclear technology, or AI, then once the subject, OS, achieves that goal, the simulation serves no further purpose. The glitch in our timeline, the rapid acceleration of technology in the last 100 years, might be the rush to the finish line. Once we build AGI, or once we destroy ourselves, the data is collected and the system is shut down to save power. The end of the world won't be a bang. It will be the message "simulation complete," flashing on a screen we can't see, followed by absolute darkness. We are racing toward our own obsolescence by solving the puzzle the user gave us. The concept of solipsism is the philosophical equivalent of the single-player mode. It states that only your own mind is sure to exist. Everything else, the stars, the history, the people, could be a hallucination or a projection. Quantum mechanics supports this in disturbing ways. The Wigner's friend thought experiment suggests that two observers can experience different realities. There is no objective world. There is only your world. The glitches you see, the coincidences, the déjà vu, the Mandela effects, are specific to your render. You are the only person in the room. The universe is a custom-built cage for a single consciousness. The glitch is the moments when the set design fails, and you see the strings of the puppet show. Terror management theory suggests that all human culture, religion, and science is a defense mechanism against the paralyzing fear of death. We build immortality projects, statues, books, nations, to deny the reality of our end, but the cosmic perspective shatters these shields. The universe will destroy our statues, it will burn our books, it will swallow our nations. The glitch in the human mind is that we cannot comprehend non-existence. We are programmed to survive, yet we live in a universe guaranteed to kill us. This cognitive dissonance creates a background hum of anxiety that never goes away. We are biological contradictions, infinite ambitions in finite bodies. The universe is a machine designed to mock our desire for permanence. The great filter might be behind us, or it might be ahead of us. If it is behind us, we are incredibly lucky. If it is ahead of us, we are walking dead. But there is a third option. The filter is a recurring event, a glitch that wipes the slate clean every few eons. Mass extinctions on Earth happen with a periodicity of roughly 27 million years. Some scientists link this to the Sun's oscillation through the galactic plane, exposing us to higher cosmic rays or dark matter density. We are currently bobbing through the danger zone. The glitch is clockwork. It is a periodic purge. We are not the masters of the planet. We are just the infestation that grew during the lull in the cleaning cycle. And the janitor is coming back. The unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics is a profound mystery. Why does the universe obey equations written by human brains? Why does $E equals mc squared dollar work? Why does the area of a circle follow $pi dollar? It suggests that the universe is mathematical at its core. It is made of numbers. But numbers are abstract concepts. They aren't real in the material sense. If the universe is made of math, then it is made of ideas, not stuff. We are living in a mind, either a divine mind or a digital mind. The glitch arises when the math breaks down, like in a singularity. A singularity is a point where the math yields undefined. It is a hole in the logic of God. We are finding more and more of these holes. The logic is flawed. The cosmic censorship hypothesis is the desperate hope that singularities are always hidden behind event horizons. Naked singularities, points of infinite density without a black hole around them, would be chaotic. They would be visible breaks in reality where anything could come out. Electrons could turn into dragons. The past could rewrite the future. General relativity breaks down completely. We assume censorship holds. But computer simulations of collapsing stars show that under certain conditions, naked singularities can form. The universe does not always hide its shame. If a naked singularity exists, it is a localized God mode glitch, a point in space where physics is, do what thou wilt. It is the ultimate anarchy. Vacuum metastability is the sword of Damocles. We have discussed it, but let's internalize it. The field that gives you mass, the field that allows atoms to bond, is sitting on a false bottom. It is a trapdoor. At any moment, a bubble of death could nucleate. It expands at light speed. It is quiet. It is efficient. It is total. There is no survival strategy. There is no bunker. It is the realization that the ground is not solid. We are walking on a sheet of ice over a deep, dark ocean, and we just heard a crack. The glitch is that the fundamental constants of nature are not constant. They are just current settings that can be reset to default at any moment. Gödel's incompleteness theorems imply that in any logical system, like physics/math, there will be statements that are true but cannot be proven within the system. There are truths about the universe that we can never prove using science. We will hit a wall of unknowability. We might have already hit it with string theory or the multiverse. We are spinning our wheels, creating untestable theories because the logic of the universe exceeds the logic of the human brain. The glitch is in our capacity to know. We are trying to download the internet onto a floppy disk. It doesn't fit. The universe is bigger than our ability to model it. The dark era follows the era of black holes. After the last black hole evaporates, the universe will contain only a dilute gas of photons, neutrinos, and electrons. The distances between particles will be light years. Nothing will ever collide again. Nothing will ever change. Time will cease to have meaning because there are no events to mark its passage. This is the big freeze. It is the definition of loneliness. The universe ends not with a bang, but with absolute isolation. The glitch is that we are creatures who crave connection, living in a universe designed to separate everything. Gravity tries to hold us together, but dark energy, the agent of the end, is tearing us apart. Quantum entanglement allows for teleportation of information, but it destroys the original. To teleport a state, you must measure it, which collapses it. The original you dies. The copy appears on the other side. This raises the ship of Theseus paradox. If we upload our minds to the cloud to escape the dying universe, are we saving ourselves? Or are we just creating digital ghosts while the real us dies? The glitch of identity. We might just be a series of copies, killing the previous version every time we go to sleep and wake up. Continuity of consciousness is an illusion. You are a new person every morning, inheriting the memories of a dead stranger. Baryon asymmetry is the question. Why is there something rather than nothing? The Big Bang should have produced equal amounts of matter and antimatter. They should have annihilated each other instantly, leaving only light. But they didn't. For every billion pairs of antimatter, there were 1,000,000,001 particles of matter. That tiny fraction, that 1 in a billion imbalance, is what makes up all the stars and galaxies we see. We are the leftover error. We are the rounding error of the creation event. The universe tried to cancel itself out, but it missed a spot. We are the glitch that survived the annihilation. The cosmological constant problem is the worst prediction in physics history. The vacuum energy should be huge. It is tiny. Why? Physicists invoke the anthropic principle. If it were huge, we wouldn't be here to see it. This is a tautology. It explains nothing. It says, we are here because we are here. It is an admission of defeat. It implies that we cannot explain the universe from first principles. We have to work backward from our own existence. The glitch is that science is supposed to be objective, but at the deepest level, it requires a subject, us, to make sense of the constants. Strange matter is a form of matter that is more stable than normal matter. It is contagious. If a strangelet touches a star, the star turns into a strange star. If it touches a planet, the planet turns into a strange planet. It is the zombie apocalypse of particle physics. We haven't seen it happen nearby. Why? Maybe it has happened, and that's what dark matter is. Maybe the galaxy is full of dead, strange worlds that have been consumed. We are the few remaining islands of normal matter in a sea of infection. The glitch is that our stability is not the lowest energy state. We are living on borrowed time before the phase transition. The flyby anomaly. Spacecraft flying past Earth sometimes pick up a tiny, unexplained speed boost. It violates Newtonian gravity. Is it dark matter? Is it a modification of inertia? Or is it a measurement error? It happens consistently enough to be annoying, but randomly enough to be unsolved. It suggests that even in our own backyard, gravity isn't behaving. It's glitching. If we can't model a satellite flyby perfectly, how can we model the Big Bang? The arrogance of cosmology is shattered by the tiny anomalies that refuse to fit the curve. Tabby's star dimmed by 22%. Another star, VVVWIT08, dimmed by 97%. It practically turned off. We call them what is this? WIT objects. We have no model for a star that turns off. Is it an eclipsing binary with a massive disk? A structure? A Dyson sphere? Or is the star itself failing? Like a light bulb flickering before it burns out. If stars can just turn off or be blocked by invisible screens, the night sky is untrustworthy. We rely on the constancy of starlight. These glitches tell us that the stars are not reliable narrators of the universe. Hyper-Kamiokande and other neutrino detectors are looking for proton decay. If they find one proton decaying, it means all matter is mortal. The universe has a shelf life. It means diamonds are not forever. Atoms are not forever. It brings a finality to existence that is crushing. The glitch of impermanence. We build things to last, but the bricks themselves are dissolving. It is the ultimate cosmic horror. Entropy attacks not just the arrangement of things, but the things themselves. Retrograde causality. The future influences the past. In QED, positrons can be viewed as electrons moving backward in time. Time symmetry is built into the equations. We experience time as a river flowing one way, but the math sees it as a frozen block. The glitch is our perception of flow. We are moving through a static crystal of space-time, lighting up one slice at a time with our consciousness. The future is already there, waiting for us to arrive. Your death is already a physical location in space-time. You are just traveling toward it. The great attractor is hidden by the zone of avoidance. The universe put a wall of dust right in front of the most interesting thing in our local cosmos. It feels like a conspiracy. We can see billions of light years in other directions, but the thing that is eating us is hidden behind a curtain. Is it a coincidence? Or is it a render distance limit? We can't see the processor that is running the gravity simulation because it's behind the bezel of the screen. The glitch is the perfectly placed blind spot. Quantum Zeno effect. A watched pot never boils. If you measure a quantum system frequently enough, you prevent it from changing. If the universe is being observed by a higher power, that observation might be what keeps the laws of physics stable. If they look away, the laws might drift. The glitch of the Hubble tension might be the observer blinking. The parameters drifted while we weren't being watched, and now they don't match. We are dependent on the gaze of the simulator to exist. Cosmic inflation happened in the first fraction of a second. Space expanded faster than light. It solved the horizon problem. But what started it? And what stopped it? The graceful exit problem. If inflation didn't stop everywhere at once, we get eternal inflation, a multiverse of infinite bubbles. We are just one bubble where it stopped. In others, it is still going. The universe is a boiling pot of foam, and we are just one bubble that hasn't popped yet. The glitch is the instability of the foam. Dark flow implies a pull from outside the horizon. Dark energy implies a push from within. We are being stretched. The glitch is that the forces don't balance. The universe is being ripped apart. The fabric is tearing. We see it in the tension, we see it in the voids. The universe is not a static place. It is a violent explosion that is still happening. We are riding the shrapnel. The axis of evil lines up with the ecliptic. This is the plane of the Earth's orbit around the Sun. Why would the cosmic microwave background, the oldest light in the universe, care about the Earth's orbit? It shouldn't. It's like the clouds arranging themselves to spell your name. It suggests that the background is projected relative to us. It breaks the Copernican principle. It screams simulation. The glitch is a texture alignment error. The skybox was aligned to the player's start position. Information preservation. Black holes scramble information. But if the universe is a hologram, the information is safe on the boundary. But what happens when the boundary evaporates? The page time. The moment when a black hole releases its information. It comes out scrambled. Can we decode it? Or is it lost? If it's lost, the past is erased. The glitch is the loss of history. We are living in a universe that might be deleting its own logs. Fast radio bursts, repeating every 16 days, a machine cycle, a beacon, a radar, or a glitch in a magnetar. The regularity is the key. Nature is messy. Mathematics is precise. When we see precision in the sky, we get scared. It implies intent. Or mechanism. We are hearing the ticking of a clock in a room that should be silent. The glitch is the rhythm. The great silence. Fermi paradox. Where is everyone? Maybe they are here. Zoo hypothesis. Dark forest. Or maybe they transcended. They uploaded themselves to the dark dimension. They left the physical universe behind. We are the leftovers. The Luddites who stayed in the meat space. The glitch is that we think the physical universe is the main event. It might be the lobby. Vacuum decay again. The bubble could be here now. Traveling at light speed. We wouldn't see it. We would just die. But quantum mechanics says that in the many worlds, there is always a branch where the bubble doesn't form. We survive by probability. This is quantum suicide. We are immortal because we can only experience the timelines where we don't die. But the world gets weirder and more glitchy in the surviving timelines. We are pushing our luck into the probability tail. The Big Rip. Dark energy gets stronger. It tears galaxies, then stars, then planets, then atoms. It is the ultimate shredder. It happens in finite time. 22 billion years. That's not that long. The universe has a deadline. The glitch is the phantom energy, a runaway process. The engine is revving up until it explodes. Boltzmann brains outnumber real brains. The probability of a random fluctuation creating a brain with your memories is higher than the probability of evolution. You are likely a fluctuation. This moment is a hallucination. Then you dissolve back into the vacuum. The glitch is your existence. It is a statistical fluke. You are a ghost dreaming of being a person. The observer effect. We collapse the wave function. We create reality. Does the universe exist when we don't look? Maybe not. Maybe it renders on demand. Foveated rendering. Only the center of your vision is high res. The rest is blurry. The universe might be doing the same. The distant stars are low res. The glitch is the blur. Time dilation. Time stops at the speed of light. Photons don't experience time. From the photon's perspective, it is emitted and absorbed instantly, across the universe. The universe is timeless for light. Time is only for mass. We are the slow ones, the heavy ones. The glitch is that we are trapped in time, while light is free. The arrow of time, entropy increases. But why? Because it started low. Why did it start low? The past hypothesis. It is an assumption. We don't know why the Big Bang was orderly. It is a mystery. The glitch is the beginning. The order that allowed us to exist is the anomaly. Chaos is the natural state. Dark matter halos, they hold the galaxy together. Without them, we fly apart. We are being held by invisible hands. We are protected by a ghost. But we can't touch it. It passes through us. The glitch is the ghost in the machine, the invisible weight that anchors reality. The fine structure constant, alpha 1/137th, it controls electromagnetism. If it changes, matter falls apart. Measuring quasars suggests it might be changing. In one direction of the sky, it's smaller. In the other, it's larger, a dipole in the laws of physics. The universe has a directionality to its laws. It is not uniform. The glitch is the gradient. Supervoids, the cold spot, the Eridanus void, a billion light-years of nothing, a hole in the Swiss cheese. It is too big for gravity to make. It is a scar, a collision, a bruise. The glitch is the emptiness, the missing matter. Where did it go? Did it fall out of the universe? Cosmic strings whipping through space, domain walls, separating regions of different physics, monopoles. The universe is filled with hypothetical defects. We haven't seen them yet, but if we do, it changes everything. The glitch is that our standard model predicts monsters we haven't found. Are they hiding? Or is the model wrong? As we conclude this investigation, we are left with a picture of a fractured reality. The universe just glitched is not a metaphor. It is the best description of the current state of cosmology. The numbers don't add up. The tensions are rising, the anomalies are multiplying. We are seeing the cracks in the walls. We are like characters in a video game who have found the edge of the map. We see the void, we see the texture seams, we see the rendering errors. And we are starting to ask the forbidden question, what is outside the map? Who is the player? And when does the game end? The terror is not that the universe is hostile. The terror is that it is indifferent and broken. It is a machine that is malfunctioning, and we are trapped inside the gears. The glitch is the sound of the gears grinding. But perhaps the glitch is a door. If the laws of physics are breaking, maybe we can break them too. Maybe we can escape. The cracks let the light in, or the dark. The anomaly is the opportunity. We must study the glitch. It is our only hope of understanding the true nature of the cage. We are the universe observing itself, and we are confused. That confusion is the first step to awakening. The glitch is the wake-up call. The dream of a stable, perfect universe is over. The reality of a chaotic, dynamic, and mysterious cosmos has begun. Look at the sky tonight. Really look at it. It looks static. Peaceful, but now you know what's out there. The vacuum decay, the dark flow, the black holes, the rogue planets, the expanding void. It is all happening right now in the silence. The universe is not a clock, it is a fire, and we are burning. The glitch is the flicker of the flame. It reminds us that the fuel is limited, that the night is long, and that we are alone. Science is the flashlight we use to explore the dark room. We have found that the room is much bigger than we thought, and it is full of things that do not follow our rules. The flashlight is flickering. The batteries are running low. The glitch is the darkness closing in. But until the lights go out, we will keep looking. We will keep measuring the tension. We will keep mapping the void. Because we are the glitch that asks why. We are the anomaly that seeks meaning in the chaos. And that makes us the most dangerous thing in the universe. The universe just glitched. And now we are watching. The simulation knows we are looking. And it is looking back. Good luck.